Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel just showed a bunch of footage from X-Men Episode 1 and revealed what's going on during the season, which characters are coming back, who the main villain's going to be, so we'll break it all down. I know there are a lot of questions how this is going to connect with their X-Men live-action plans and what's going on in Deadpool 3, so we'll explain that too. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. I will do full episode videos for X-Men 97 when they release them. But basically the series is meant to be X-Men the Animated Series Season 6. They're just calling it Season 1 of X-Men 97. The reason why they used 97 is because had they not canceled X-Men the Animated Series after Season 5, Season 6 would have aired in 1997. Recently, a bunch of fans found out some production information behind the scenes, and it lists January 2024 as the premiere date. We'll see if that sticks. Hopefully, they don't delay it again. But in the footage that they showed off recently from Episode 1, the X-Men are interrogating Bolivar Trask, with Jean Grey using her telepathy to probe his mind for the truth. They used the Trask character during the live-action X-Men Days of Future Past movie, played by Peter Dinklage. His backstory was pretty similar during that as it was to the animated series and in the comics. He's meant to be the scientist that originally created the Sentinels. The Sentinels were the original antagonists of the early X-Men the Animated Series episodes. Eventually, Trask learned that Master Mold intended to hijack them and use them to take over the world, killing mutants and humans alike. And even though Trask didn't completely 180 on the X-Men and sympathize with them, the other mutants, he did try to help them destroy Master Mold. They were kind of ambiguous about what happened to Master Mold. Like, ultimately, they want you to think that he's still out there somewhere potentially. He was meant to be the apex evolution of the Sentinels created by Trask to be their control master, thus the name Master Mold, but he went rogue, Ultron style. During the new footage from Episode 1, the new X-Men team, mostly made up of members from the original team with a couple minor changes, it's the leadership that changed. They head out on a mission to confront the threat of new Sentinels, now like brand new ones, so that's why they're interrogating Trask again, because he created the original ones. They try to find out who's behind it, and while they're on the mission, they make a bunch of references to their training in the Danger Room, so it sounds like there's a lot of Danger Room in those early episodes. Professor X is supposed to return eventually, but Episode 1 is mostly the new team working together without him. Like, what is life like with the X-Men without Professor X? They're basically picking up where the original series left off, and at the end of those original episodes in the finale, Professor X almost died after he was hit with an energy disruptor at a mutant relations summit. Lilandra comes to take him to the Shi'ar Empire where they have technology to heal him, and that's basically how they go out in the original finale, like the X-Men and Magneto watch him leave. In their absence, Magneto tries to carry on his good name, redeem himself in the process, helping the X-Men, standing in for Professor X as their new leader. Storm and Cyclops are basically meant to be like the day-to-day team leaders, even though Magneto is technically in charge of everything. Jean Grey starts the season being pregnant. I believe it's supposed to be with Cable, aka Nathan Summers. It sounds like she'll give birth to him at some point during Season 1. I don't think they want to begin Season 2 with her still being pregnant. They are working on Season 2 right now, like they've already finished Season 1. I don't know if they have plans for Season 3 yet. Like they haven't talked that far ahead yet. We just saw a live-action version of Cable during Deadpool 2. He's not coming back in Deadpool 3 though. Josh Brolin, aka Thanos as well, like just people playing multiple Marvel characters. In the comics, he's meant to be the son of Cyclops and Madeline Pryor, so a little bit of a different twist, who was a clone of Jean Grey, who they thought had died, created by Mr. Sinister, who was obsessed with Cyclops and Jean Grey's bloodline. He believed that the children born of Cyclops and Jean Grey would become ultra-powerful Omega-level mutants that he wanted for himself, so he was obsessed with them during the original X-Men the Animated Series. It sounds like they're continuing that during X-Men 97. There'll probably be some Easter eggs for the original comic book storyline, but like they did a big Cable storyline during the original X-Men the Animated Series as part of Apocalypse's storyline, like he was time traveling to try and kill Apocalypse. They also did a big Age of Apocalypse storyline during the original series. So don't be surprised if we're seeing like the young Cable be born during these new episodes, if we also see the older Cable return at some point too. Part of the reason why I think that storyline is taking more center stage is because Mr. Sinister himself is supposed to be the main villain of Season 1 at least. They didn't say what he's going to be doing during the new episodes beyond just messing with genetics, trying to create superior mutants, and Cyclops and Jean Grey's son Cable. It sounds like there'll be some larger plot that he's involved in, like his plans will have gotten bigger since the original series, but it usually just comes back around to genetic experimentation. During the new trailer footage, Cyclops also gets that classic Professor X line, which is also a comic book line too, "To me, my X-Men." Generally, that's about all the footage that they've revealed so far. The new team mostly supposed to be the same with a few minor changes, like this is the roster here. This new character is just a redesign of Morph. He's back on the main team. Remember, they found out that he was still alive, and then eventually he turned good again. A lot of people confused about this character too. This is just meant to be Sunspot. They didn't say which episode Professor X returns from the Shi'ar Empire, but my assumption is that it'll be after the first few episodes at least, because they want to show what the X-Men are doing in his absence, like how is Magneto handling being leader of the team, trying to redeem himself. The original writers explained what would have happened had they continued the regular show back in the day and they had gotten season 6. And it sounds like the plot of X-Men 97 is basically that, like they just literally continued with what happens to the X-Men a couple months after Professor X leaves the Earth. Because it's brand new animation too, it's also meant to be way shinier, like it's inspired by the animation style of the original characters, but done with modern technology, so it's in 4K HDR and everything looks way crisper. There have already been a couple big X-Men the Animated Series Easter eggs in the live-action Marvel movies and Disney Plus series recently, the biggest ones being Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. When they introduced Patrick Stewart in the 838 universe as part of the Illuminati, his character design was meant to look exactly like Professor X from the animated series. They even played the song from the animated series.
Our final member.
This is Sam Raimi and the writer talking about making him a version from the animated series.
Guys like us, like me and Richie, who grew up with that X-Men animated series.
It's pretty amazing. We had, us three had talked about the yellow chair, and then Kevin said take it a step further, talk to Danny Elfman and see if he can incorporate the animated series theme into his intro.
Generally, all the X-Men characters in the 838 universe, not just the one that you see here, are meant to be based on X-Men the Animated Series versions of the characters. Deadpool 3 is also supposed to revisit the universe, and it sounds like that's how they're going to explain Hugh Jackman's Wolverine wearing the comic book accurate yellow suit. They'll just say that he's also based on the version from X-Men the Animated Series. During the Miss Marvel series, you may have heard when they were revealing that she was also a mutant, they also played the X-Men the Animated Series theme music.
There's something different in your genes, like a mutation.
So Kevin Feige clearly wants people thinking of X-Men in the original series. For those of you asking whether or not it's going to be canon to the MCU, though, generally you're supposed to look at it the way we look at What If being canon to the MCU. Like, technically it is canon, but it's all happening in different universes. So X-Men the Animated Series is canon, but it's just happening in an alternate universe. The 838 universe isn't meant to literally be the universe from X-Men the Animated Series. It's just meant to be very, very similar. Expect more Easter eggs from the animated series during Deadpool 3, though. For those of you asking what's happening with the new X-Men live-action movie that Kevin Feige said that they were also developing, they're supposedly not going to be doing that till sometime probably after Secret Wars comes out. They'll introduce more X-Men characters, but right now the plan is that Kevin Feige wants to have a big swan song going out for all the original X-Men actors, like the Fox Marvel actors, and that's happening in Deadpool 3. Like, it's meant to be a big homage going out for those characters, and in Secret Wars because of all the multiverse. They get their big swan song in those Avengers movies, then Kevin Feige starts introducing new versions of the MCU X-Men. They'll also probably use Secret Wars to retune things, like some soft reboots to explain how mutants start popping up all over the place on the main 616 MCU Earth. But that's meant to be the main reason why we're seeing the new Fantastic Four movie before the new X-Men movie, just because we have Deadpool 3 coming and Kevin Feige wants to have all these homages to the classic versions of the X-Men actors. Once they're done with Secret Wars, though, they're not going to kill off Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. He'll always be Wolverine in a certain part of the multiverse, but there will eventually be a new recast version of Wolverine. It's just going to be a while before we actually see that character. Got some plans to pay off some long-running deleted scenes and Easter eggs with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine first. Going to take a few years to get that done. We probably won't get that full X-Men trailer till later this year for the new series, hoping it doesn't get delayed again. What if Season 2 is like the other animated series that's basically ready to go and has been delayed? It's been sitting on a shelf for a while now. They'll release that after X-Men 97 Season 1. Let me know if you have any other questions about the series, and I'll do more videos as they release more footage, and we get more Easter eggs during the Deadpool 3 movie. We'll start getting trailers and more Easter eggs from that in the next year or so. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up. My Ahsoka episodes will start really soon. Loki Season 2 episodes right after that. Of course, I'll do videos for everything. Be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of that. Click here for that brand new Ahsoka Anakin Skywalker video, and click here for that brand new Loki Season 2 trailer video and Easter eggs. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.